Okay, so we haven't done a reaction in a while. And of course, that's my fault. Oh, my heavens. I need a break because just when I thought I had Adobe set up, had my Photoshop set up, it's not working. And I found out why. So my disk doesn't work anymore. A lot of people are not happy about that. So I'll just leave it there. I have to find an alternative. I've been working with a program trying to get it figured out and everything. And it's pretty popular. I think it's called a GIMP, GIMP. And so this this year is just not my year, I tell you that. But yeah, that was the big thing yesterday. It was like I was finally getting to work on uh Photoshop again. The external had come and then that happened. It was like all of a sudden Photoshop decided not to work and it's like thanks, Adobe. You're going the way of Ubisoft. That's awesome. But that's not why we're here. We are going to react to, I think this is episode 6 of Stone Protectors. We haven't looked at Stone Protectors since those copyright strikes showed up. I was not taking any chances. I just couldn't do it. The generic music I was afraid was going to take down my channel. So I believe the last one was the Weaponogs. And that was the adventure that they had. With this one, it's a little more environmental friendly. So again, this was the early 90s. So that was still going on. I remember the commercial with Sylvester and Tweety where it was reduce, reuse, recycle. Yeah, by this time I was in fourth and fifth grade when this show was airing. Again, when you look up the show, it says 1996 is when it aired. But actually, it aired in the early 90s, like 92, 91, 92. So around the same time that The Little Mermaid appeared. It actually started as a little recap is that it started as a video game and then they made the TV show. So, but anyway, let's just get right into it, shall we?
If I roll a triple, the whole pot is mine, 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 Zock!
Zoc doesn't look excited about this.
Roll or fold. Come on, come on! Oh, it's a triple! Sir, we have located the farmer's camp. Excellent!
That triple is gone.
What do you think you're doing? I won. But you needed a triple, and I only counted double.
Don't fight it, my man.
But, sir, it was a triple. You saw it
It's
yourself.
gone.
Don't tell me what I saw.
Yeah, smart. Oh,
Beautiful.
They seem to have gained at least a couple of centimeters since the last solstice. Zara, do you have the micronometer? Right here, Mother. Zamfir, stay close now. And do not disturb the Jiju tree.
Don't worry, Mother.
is that going to come up later?
As much about crystal farming as
The
I
Jeju
do about
tree?
this family. Once I have that family under my control, they will serve nicely as bait. Bait, sir? As in fishing? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sure you don't understand, my dear Zink. When the so-called Empress hears that I have Scythor, she and those wretched stone protectors will attempt to rescue them. Ah, bait. Exactly.
Yeah,
Now,
I felt
get
that
up
one
the side
too.
and see to it that your goon squad holds off until I give the signal. Yes, sir. Hey, isn't that the attack signal?
Oh, that's impressive. That's like the oh,
Hold your ground, you idiots! There is no.
what's the oh shoot. The plant in Little Shop of Horrors. What is the plant's name? Oh shoot, now I'm blanking. I usually know, but that's what that reminded me of. I can't believe I'm blanking on that. Oh, good golly. And is that tree going to come back? Are they going to make that? Why bring it up if you're not going to talk about that? I mean, the bait joke was funny, but didn't really need to be there. Uh, so these trees grow gems. I'm kind of surprised, the 80s, and I don't remember that ever being a thing. I've said before in a lot of these cartoons, and even in sitcoms, they recycle a thing, like in the lawyer shows, one will do a circus. You'll also see a circus. I don't think it's just lawyer shows, but they will have a thing about a circus. Everybody does a circus. They have bookstore. Everybody does a bookstore. Set a bookstore, that kind of thing. In the fantasy cartoons, I don't remember ever seeing where, and trust me, there's a lot of them. The idea of David the Gnome scared me. I don't know what it was about David the Gnome, but David, I'm sure if I were to go back and watch David the Gnome, it wouldn't be a problem. It was probably just one episode, and that was enough to bother me. And I never went back to it. Unlike Return to Oz, and it's funny that people are looking at that uh movie now and they're like, this is disturbing. Yeah, no kidding. It starts out in a mental institution. But as a kid, I didn't know what that was. No, it was the hallway of heads. That was it for me. They used to show that on the Disney Channel all the time. Every Halloween, they showed that on the Disney Channel. And I was a dumb kid that watched it. Look, for as scary and disturbing as it is creative. I mean, I liked the costume design. I liked the design, looking at it now, I like the design of uh of especially Scarecrow for that. But as I was saying, with a lot of these fantasy cartoons, the idea of like trees and plants giving gems, I don't remember that ever happening. Of course, I didn't see every single cartoon. And no, I didn't. And there is one that I would like to talk about. I just haven't been able to find it. Is Lady Lovely Locks. That seems to just is just forgotten altogether. I used to have toys for Lady Lovely Locks, and but a friend of mine and I were obsessed with Lady Lovely Locks. We loved. I had like coloring books and all that stuff, and seems like the girl that was, because there's always the good and the bad. and she had Lady Lovely Locks had blonde hair, right? And the 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 baddie, Princess Bitch or whatever you want to call her, she had dark hair, and seems like she was called Lady Raven Waves or something like that. Because she had wavy hair and all that stuff. Yeah. I've tried to find it, but I'm just not looking in the right place. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Nothing to fear. They are not monsters. It is merely an illusion.
Oh, they're pulling a Houdini.
Act now, or I will personally feed you all to the Jeju
Are we
tree.
gonna get back to that?
To the redoubt.
What's so special about this tree?
Zara, trigger the wall.
Is that just moss?
Pathetic.
I agree. If that's just moss, yeah, why would you hide behind moss? Because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, better than that gig in Flatbush.
All right, you guys. Remember the real reason we're going to Tuck Etnan?
Aye, to nab the rotten miscreant who's been thieving crystals on the black market.
Okay, the crystal thing came back, but what about that tree?
Keep her nose up.
Is the Jeju tree what has the crystals?
It's pure liquid nitrogen.
We're going down! Hang about! I've got an idea. Outstanding, Angus.
Well, we're not safe yet. 2 more feet and we're freeze-dried.
And we're carrying too much weight.
Something bad has happened to Mithrandir's aura. An imbalance of some sort.
If only words could tell you how much I need your love.
Okay, I better pause it, otherwise I probably okay, because that sounds like an actual recording of a song. Anyway, but so are they going to actually tell us about this tree, or was the tree? Because I may have missed that, knowing me. I'll go back and watch it, but when they were taking the crystal, when they were unveiling the crystals or the gems, that was on one tree, that really tall tree that panned down. And then they went, they told their son to stay away from the Jeju tree that was over here. I don't think it's the same tree. The gem tree is on. Okay. And are they selling on the black market or is someone stealing from them? I guess we'll find out. But I may have to pause this quite a bit if this is a full song that goes, did this have? I don't think so, because this only had 10 episodes. 13 actually, but 3 didn't air. I guess I'll have to look. I was going to ask, finish your sentences. Um, but I was going to ask if this had a soundtrack. Seems like this is the first actual song we've heard. Otherwise, usually it's just instrumental. I don't remember hearing another song other than the really bad one in the first episode. Now I'm curious. I wonder if it had an actual um it wouldn't be the first time that a cartoon series had like a fictional band and put out like albums and stuff. the 70s Archie series. Yeah, their famous song being Sugar Sugar. I have one of their albums. Look, if they can do that, yeah, these guys could do it. So I like some of their other the Archies. Uh, I like some of their other songs on there, but for some reason, Sugar Sugar t took off. I mean, it's a catchy tune. If you've never heard it, I'll put it in the description box. And I think everybody has, but you never know. It's a fun song. It's one of those fun bubblegum pop songs. And but when I found the album, I got it for like $1. And I was like, I like some of these other songs. Why were these? My mom always laughs. She's like, well, you guys got video games on the back of sugar of cereal boxes, which we did. That and the internet. Go look it up. That's what we did. And yeah, AOL would send these discs, and then we had to activate different. So, but we would get like shareware versions of video games as well. I mean, this was like in the early 90s and mid 90s, and a lot of them were like Sorry and Scrabble, and but every once in a while you would get other games as well. Well, my mom would talk about how on the back of cereal boxes they would get singles of bands like the Monkees and Archies and I'm like, I would rather have a single. We thought we were cool. Damn it. What is this internet and video game crap? All right, let's keep going.
I'd sing 1,000 songs to show you what I'm thinking of, but you can just read my mind from the look that I got in my eye.
These lyrics are generic. Again, I have to pause it because I don't want to get hit or anything, but by YouTube. I'm being good, YouTube. But these oh. Oh, good heavens. I wonder how long this goes. Um, because this is one that I didn't watch before, sitting down to do this. Um, I'm wondering if it's just a really, they're like, okay, we just need to write a song for kids. Kids don't care about all that, just make it really catchy. At least with Sugar Sugar. I'll look for the version that is from the actual show when they are actually performing it in the show. And you actually see Sabrina the teenage witch. And because they always crossed over the two. And you had Sabrina and you had Archie because they went to the same school. So I don't know why they decided to make the shows, both shows, so dark. I do have to say though, when it comes to Archie, at least it kind of scrubs out the 80s uh movie of Archie. It's pretty bad. I mean, again, if you love it, fine. I mean, if you want a good laugh or you want to cringe out of your skin, yeah. If you want to have a cringe fest, I'm sure younger people will look at it and be like, what the hell is this? What were they thinking when it maybe they weren't. They were just like, we want to put Archie in live action, and this is how we're going to do it. They were making a lot, in the 80s, they were making a lot of those high school movies. It wasn't just The Breakfast Club, but I don't like The Breakfast Club at all. I hate that movie. And yes, I get enough. pushed back because of that. Like, how could you hate it? It's like it's a movie about kids going to detention. Okay, way, but they bond. It's like that's not realistic. I just had a lot of people unfriend me right now. Unsubscribe. You don't like Titanic. You don't like Breakfast Club. What is wrong with you? Well, I don't like Dirty Dancing either. Now, the reason I don't like Dirty Dancing is I had a cousin who was absolutely obsessed with Dirty Dancing. Now, in the 80s, th they had this thing where these popular movies would get TV shows. Okay, Harry and the Hendersons had a TV series, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off had a TV series, and Dirty Dancing had a TV series. And you just go down the list of all these different movies that had a TV series that followed. And I'm not even joking. My cousin was obsessed with Dirty Dancing. It was like every time I went to visit her, go to her house and everything, go for, because we were the same age. So she was always at my house, I was always at her house, and it was always Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing, this Dirty Dancing. Well, then when the TV series came into play, she had to watch every episode. Oh my gosh. Dirty Dancing. And then she was mad because Patrick Swayze wasn't in it. Gee, I wonder why she watched Dirty Dancing. That's why a lot of people really watch Dirty Dancing. It has nothing to do with the actual plot of the movie. Look, yes, the plot of the movie, as an adult, I can appreciate the plot of the movie. I will say that, you know, because that needs to be addressed. It really does. But when you have it shoved in your face all the time, I can't. Okay, don't make me like it, please. Just like I said with Titanic, I can appreciate that James Cameron made the movie because at the time, back in 97, we needed a blockbuster hit like that. Okay, don't get me wrong. I hate the movie, but I appreciate what he did. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep going.
Cornelius, come to me. Come to me now.
What's with the moonwalking?
Cornelius, I have to see you alone. Meet me at Pilatus Pier.
Wow, a fan! And she digs me. She really digs me. Well, of course she does. I mean, after all, I am the looker in the band.
And he's
Blew
off.
their socks off.
Well, we better give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? Huh? All right. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, they didn't notice that he wasn't there. Stop playing. Oh, jeez. That's funny. They didn't even realize that he was gone.
Don't be shy. Old Cornelius is your guy.
Oh, man. Uh-oh.
Come on, come on! See the 8 wonders of Mithrandir live on stage. How about
Huh.
you, stranger? Guaranteed to get your blood boiling. No way, man. I got me a real date.
I'm waiting, Cornelius. Do not disappoint me.
You see what I mean, bro?
What just happened?
Cornelius, I'm in here.
Wait no more, sugar. come out, wherever you are.
What the heck are you doing here?
Me? What about you?
I was invited by a girl.
What? Well, she invited me.
Hey, I
I think
saw
they've
her
been
first.
played.
Yeah, well, I heard her first.
Yo! You dudes are cramping my style. Make like a tree and leave so me and the babe can be alone.
In your dreams, you jerks. She fancies me. Burdensome.
Fellas, I think we've been had by this chick.
I am no chick. I am Zara. Please forgive me, Stone Protectors. I did not mean to be deceitful. Oh, but you are all so handsome. I could not decide which one I most wanted to meet.
Well, that's cool, but once the babe gets to know me, you jerks will be history.
Please, you must listen to me.
How is it you can talk without your blinking lips moving?
I do not always communicate by telepathy.
That must take a lot of energy to be able to communicate to all of them at the same time using cartoon logic, you know. Oh, good heavens. I feel like I've seen her face before in another cartoon. I mean, like I'm getting weirded out right now because I'm sure I've seen that face template before. Now, understand that because I know that there's been arguments about the how a lot of cartoons look the same now, and they do. They really do. But I really don't want to get into that argument. But I'm old. Just in my day. But back in the 80s and 90s, you didn't see a lot of characters look the same. And but I'm wondering if the person in charge of this character used this for another cartoon. I'm just trying to figure out what cartoon that was. Yeah, that's and it could be later. I may have seen her later in like the 2000s. It could be that the person worked on this cartoon and then later on, like in the 2000s, decided to use it, thinking, oh, that cartoon series is dead and buried. I don't have, yeah, it could be that. I'm I'm just sure that I've seen that face before. And but anyway, let's see what she has to say.
My people developed this power many eons ago, when the dimension was still in a mercurial state. My
Oh,
ancestors
right, like
traveled
you're
the
the
distance
first to
to
do
eke out a
telepathy.
living in the Mithrandirian wasteland.
Gosh. I love how she's talking like telepathy was brand new because sh her people made it up.
Acid rains would destroy them all if they remained above ground. So they ventured into the great unknown, beneath the surface of Mithrandir. At first, life below the surface was good. The discovery of the small gemstones buried underground gave my ancestors light and life. But the power from the stones was not everlasting, and the people had to mine farther into the cavern to find more.
What'd you use the stones for?
Zock's own forebearers were there too. And once my people were discovered, they were hunted relentlessly. Their settlements were destroyed, their supplies looted, and their very lives threatened. They were driven deeper into the Mithrandirian core. Fearful of the Saurian marauders, the tribe never spoke. And as the years passed, a wondrous thing happened. They discovered they could communicate by merely thinking what they wanted to say. But then something happened that changed life on Mithrandir forever. The power from the crystal was so great that when my forebearers returned to the surface, it was able to stabilize the dimension.
Whoa.
So, like, if your ancestors dug up the crystal, why aren't you dudes running the place?
My people are farmers and miners. We have neither the ability nor the ambition to rule. So we gave the crystal to Opal's clan, who were more suited to govern Mithrandir.
So when are we figuring all of this? You just didn't bring us here for no party.
But what about the
I mean, no
tree?
bad. What looks like you would want to go out with 5 blokes what look like us.
Speak for yourself, Angus.
Yeah, what's really going down, Zara?
Maybe I can answer the question.
6 against 5? Ha! No contest.
An easy stroll across the moors, lads.
So far, I see 5. She's not fighting.
Or is it 2?
Oh, jeez.
Play with matches.
Get burned. Piece of cake or what?
Cornelius, behind you!
Back off, Bozo!
Hey, we blew him away, boys!
And another one bites the dust. Delight.
You know, this is the 6th episode, and I feel like this is the part where they were really stretching with the jokes. I mean, that playing with matches thing took way too long to get to the punchline. I mean, even for kids, kids lose interest fast. You know? I'm starting to see why there were only 10 episodes. And you know, because again, there were 13 altogether, 3 didn't air. I'm wondering if they were put on the VHS set and but good heavens. And like I've seen enough cartoons over the years that there's a lot of times where dad jokes come in and they don't seem like dad jokes to kids. I mean, I'll tell you firsthand that there were things that I laughed hysterically at when I was a kid. I look at it later and I'm like, this is pretty lame. I think we've all been there. But this, I think this is the point where the network, wherever this was uh at, because I don't know where. I think at this point there was yeah, there had yeah, I think so. UPN was a thing. And there was a UPN channel and it was called Oopin. Kids used to call it that all the time. It doesn't exist anymore. And I'm wondering if it was on there, if it wasn't on one of the major networks. But this had to be the point where they're like, you need to fix your writing or you're done. Well, four more episodes, it was over. It's yeah, it's starting to get weak. And again, it could be just me, but I mean, let's be honest, when you center a TV series around a video game, and from what it sounded like, the video game was very popular. When you center a TV series around a video game, you 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 gotta make the characters solid. You gotta make the writing solid. I mean, sure, Legend of Zelda had, I think, 13. I don't think they made it into the 20. Yeah, I don't think they made it in, I don't remember exactly. But even then, I mean, you understood everything about each character. You know, Link wanted his kiss. Every every time he wanted it. Ganon, I mean, the whole thing between Ganon and Link and of course Zelda was sometimes Zelda kicked butt more than Link did because Link could be a bumbling idiot. And I love the dad. I mean, I love the king. The Nintendo did so well with it, but we got our 13 episodes and that was that. Yes, he was a horny teenager because that's what he was when we first got the series. He was 14. It's how 14-year-old boys are. I know. I went to middle school. There are some girls who are worse when they are going through puberty. I know. I went to middle school. Oh, I would have sleepovers, and some of the girls that I would have at my sleepover, I just wanted them get out. Good Lord, take a cold shower. Gosh. Oh man. So funny to me that there's like this argument that 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 men are just horny all the time. It's like, no, both genders are just as bad. Anyway, let's continue.
Certainly more entertaining than your revolting music. But you forgot one
Oh, that's
thing.
right. He just likes classical.
What?
How are the encore, of course.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he always brings in a monster of some kind.
Guys,
This is like a Poseidon monster?
procure those gemstones.
Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay, first of all, I can't tell what kind of monster this is. I can't tell if it's like because it's got the whirlwind and all of that. I can't tell if it's like sea or whatever. So he's saying to pluck the stones from their chest. Didn't we already establish in like the second or third episode that that can't be done? That that these guys and the stones are one? Because when Zoc was wanting to drill the stone off of the one guy, Opal was like that can't, yeah, it was like it was draining all of them. Okay, this time, aside from what I said in the last uh earlier, um this happens a lot. We have established that in other reactions that I've done where it's like they forget what has happened through the series. Or they just are like, you know what? They don't remember because again, we weren't binge watching back then. We didn't have the VHS, or not everybody owned the VHS. VHS were expensive. I remember when VHS went down to $10, that was a huge deal. They were always 20, $25 and up. And so be aware of that. I remember when I saw a box set of something at somebody's house and I thought they were rich. So, yeah, so this is just an inconsistency in the series of wanting to take the stuff. They're the chosen ones. You can't take it off of them. So, yeah, that's an inconsistency. Let's keep going.
Get back to where you once belonged!
The way I see it,
Oh, now you
you
just made
either
him
have to
mad.
stay and fight, or...
Yeah, I would go with that.
No,
No problemo!
Oh, that's right. That was liquid nitrogen, wasn't it?
I reckon the fat's in the fire now, lads.
Not yet, it ain't!
Where's Opal?
Execrable. Yeah, well, no Jack Frost is gonna turn me into a frozen entree! All right!
Going my way,
Yeah,
boys?
didn't they say it was liquid nitrogen?
It's a mini miracle.
Stay cool, big fella.
Or is this part just water? Another inconsistency.
Say farewell to your family, my dear.
Opal, what can I say? You're the babe of babes.
Just one question. How on earth did Zoc know where to
Didn't she
find
tell
us?
him not to call her babe?
He said about your family?
Oh, you were right to be suspicious, but I swear, I had no choice.
Yeah, how's that, lass?
Oh, I lured you to the pier so Zoc could steal your gemstones.
And wipe us out in the process. Oh, swell.
Pernicious.
But he kidnapped my family. He said he would kill them all if I refused.
And here I thought you actually liked me.
But I do like you. I like all of you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have helped you back in the warehouse.
She's bad news.
Yeah, how did she help? She yelled at one guy from behind the crate. That's not much of help, sweetheart. Come on. Oh, good heavens. That Yeah, because they talked about, oh yeah, there's six against them, and there was only five. And then she's behind the crates and she yells, "Look out!" And that's not helping. Good heavens. Oh, okay. So, uh, oh, what was it I was gonna say? Oh yeah, there was like two episodes where Opal told this guy that's pointing, told told him, "Don't call me babe." Then what he does, he does. Oh, the other thing is they keep spouting off words, I don't think they're using them right. I hate when people do that. But I'll look up the words and see if they are using them right. It's not like I know every single word. So they're using big words and it upsets me. But that's the other thing. Why would you use words that you know little kids aren't going to know? I mean, but that, to be honest, that was a thing in the 90s. There were singers and I don't know why that was a popular thing. It was like you would uh out of nowhere just say a word like he said pernicious and you would say it in like a smooth way. Yeah. A lot of those rappers would do stuff like not Vanilla Ice so much, but there were a lot of those that would uh do that. And of course, as kids would be doing it all the time. Find, find the most random word. So I guess I can't fault him too much. Yeah, gosh. Okay, now I can't fault him for saying stuff. Yeah, we would find I remember a friend of mine would go through the dictionary and find these crazy words and say stuff showing off everything. But that was a thing. That was a definite thing. And I think it's double toasted. I know that Jamie French looked at Vanilla Ice's movie. Yes, he made a movie and it's god awful. But Double Toasted said it best when they said that it's a time capsule. It's a total time capsule to that time. And the thing is that because of especially the beginning, a lot of music videos look like that. And the beginning more than anything else. The rest of it is just hot garbage. Say what you look, I love Vanilla Ice. I really do. I remember when his song came on the radio, it was on the radio all the time. It was blasted everywhere. We were dancing and singing to it. I have it on my laptop. Every once in a while, I still bust it out. It's just me with a broken back and my knee is starting to screw up and everything. Don't care. I will ice baby all over the place. It's as dirty as that sounds, I don't care. I hope he never sees that. And that's what we did. Everybody, all ages. That song brought everybody together. And imagine our surprise. A lot of us that watched the live action Ninja Turtles, when we saw him in the second one, that was so cool. That was like the first time we ever saw a singer in in a movie for us kids anyway. That was awesome. Oh, good heavens. It was oh man. I need to be nostalgic someplace else, not here. Anyway, let's continue.
I said, dump her right here, right now. She's dead weight.
I'm with
That's
Matt. I'm
awful.
getting wasted because of her.
Hey, he's up, lad. I mean, after all,
Listen to the
that's
man.
my family.
Can't you ever think about anyone except yourselves? Zara's family are gem farmers. Without them, Mithrandir could be thrown back into the Dark Ages, and I'll never regain the throne. We've
So
got
she thinks of
to
herself.
I trust you passed the night uncomfortably, Zythor. Of course you understand now that Zara has betrayed you. There is nothing left for me to do but finish what I
Oh,
started.
lies.
We've done nothing to you, Zoc. All we want is to live in peace, as we did before you attacked us.
You'll rest in peace soon enough. Sir, we have
Oh, that's
visitors.
terrible.
Get to the point, Zink. I'm in no mood for guessing games. It's the Stone Protectors!
Dun dun
You
dun.
did not double-cross me after all.
Release my family, Zoc, and I'll deliver the Stone Protectors to you.
Your wish is my command. The men are
How does he
ready,
not
sir.
see that that is
Excellent.
Opal?
Bring me the onyx and let the exchange begin.
Even with the hood on, he should see that that is Opal.
This works, Zara. It has to work.
Ah,
What?
Trixie.
You got the time? Dr. Zythor, I presume?
That should not have
Is this
worked.
necessary, sir? She's got them covered with that laser. You're half right, Zink. You don't think. Start the Stone Protectors.
Oh, now that's just rude.
And no tricks, Zara.
Y'all getting any messages from your old man, Zara?
Nothing.
Then we gotta play this thing out a little longer.
Nor also. Something's not
See what
right.
I mean?
Uh-oh, lads. I think the cat's out of the bag.
Attack!
Power up, boys!
There's no time.
Hit the dirt!
I just thought of something. In other episodes, he was the in the palace that was Opal's. When did he move to here? This rock cave place. Was he here when it was the heart guy, the oh, what was it, Blackheart? Let's see. Blackheart had that was the fourth episode, wasn't it? Yeah, because it was Blackheart, then Weaponogs, now this one. And so somewhere along the lines they moved Zoc moved back into his own lair. Why did he do that? Why didn't he stay in the castle? I don't remember it being explained. See, because, okay, the reason that it suddenly dawned on me was because this whole setting reminds me of the first episode. I think it's the episode in Legend of Zelda where he's fighting, he has to save the king and he's fighting off those centaur guys. I never remember the names of the centaur guys, but he's fighting them off. So it's the one with the wind song or whatever. Anyway, distractions galore. Anyway, shouldn't talk so much about Legend of Zelda, but anyway, and there's the bridge here, and then another bridge, and so this reminds me of uh Ganon's lair because of all the rock and everything. That's why it reminded me. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. No, Zink was in the palace. He had overrun the palace, and he had made sure to have all that, and he had the lava with the chair overhead. Yeah, the throne was over the lava, and especially when they had to fight the lava monster. When did they move? Goodness. Oh, I don't remember them moving. Huh. Anyway. Let's see the end of this.
Abandon ship!
Hurry!
She lost her laser gun. Uh-oh.
Should I give the command to fire, sir? No, you imbecile! If the stone protectors die, the gems die with them!
There you go.
There's nowhere they can go, and tomorrow's another day.
Why would he have that monster try to take it?
You guys go on. I'm staying with Zara. I'm the one who saved her family, and after all, the drummer always gets the babe.
Not in my lifetime, Buster.
You guys are all one glaze short of a dozen. I'm the guy.
Hey, chum, I'm not ready to quit either.
Before you decide who's to stay, I think you'd better see me as I really look. You see, I only chose this form because I knew it would appeal to you.
Huh?
Let's see.
Do it, babe.
Whatever. Criminal.
Whoa! Escargot!
Look, Zara, it's been a slice.
Yeah, but I just remembered I gotta organize my sock drawer.
Yeah, cheerio, ta-ta, sayonara, and all that.
Thanks, Zara. If they knew this is how you really look, I think they'd be fighting over you forever.
The stone protectors belong with you, Opal, and you have to regain the throne of Mithrandir.
As soon as we take off, I'll tell the boys the truth. Well, maybe not.
And that's the end. Oh, good heavens. So, they never talked about the tree. They mentioned the tree a couple times, and they also said something about trying to find who was selling those gems on the black market. They never did that. There were two loose ends that they never tied up in this one. Why mention it if you're not going to do anything about it? Oh, good heavens. So anyway, that was episode 6.